Hey, house friends, how are you doing? It's Mona here with Kickstart House. And if you're thinking of starting a home remodel or a renovation project, then you're going to want to know the top three mistakes that homeowners make when searching for their contractor so that you don't become one of those people with a construction horror story to tell after all this is over. Today's topic is all about the contractor search. When you're ready to start that project that you've been waiting to do perhaps for a long time, when you've been sitting on that project in your head, when you've been living in that old house of yours, perhaps living in a fixer upper or just purchased a new house, and there's all these things that you want to really change and haven't pulled the trigger yet. But now you know you don't want to wait anymore and you want to hire someone to just fix all this stuff. Everything is clearly not a DIY project and you just don't have the time to do it. So you're going to have to step into that role of being the boss of construction, of having to hire out perhaps one person or a number of different vendors to make this happen. And so if you've been looking for that information on what to do with your contractor search so that you can avoid the top mistakes, then you're definitely in the right spot. Hi, I'm Mona, and welcome to my channel. I have a background as a licensed architect and interior designer, but really, this channel is all about my life as a serial renovator and the tips and the tools that I've learned through years of improving and bringing out the potential in older homes. Kickstart House is a new channel for me to help you navigate the home renovation process. If you're getting value from this video, be sure to click that subscribe button and comment below to let me know what other topics you want, because I will be doing many more videos about navigating home renovations and remodels from a homeowner perspective. And be sure to stick around till the very end where I'll give you a free resource to help you with this exact topic we're talking about in this video. So let's get started and go over the top three mistakes that homeowners make when searching for a contractor. Mistake number one is asking your friends and family and neighbors for recommendations. I mean, this is what everybody does, right? You want to find your contractor and you don't really know where to go. So you ask your neighbor who just did a remodel, or you perhaps ask your friends who just bought a house, or your friends with a beautiful home. This is normal. This is what most people do. But it can also get you into trouble because the thing you need to realize is that if you're asking people who don't have a background in remodeling to help you, if you ask a blanket question such as, can you recommend a good contractor, to somebody who isn't used to construction and doesn't know the nuances of how to pair you up with the right professional, then you may end up with the wrong contractor for your project. Your friend or your parents or your neighbor may have had a great experience with their contractor, but if their style is different than yours, if their lifestyle and values are different than yours, and they came from a different set of resources or budget, then that contractor may not be the right fit for you. So you really need to focus on what your needs are and not what somebody else used if that criteria doesn't match with yours. Asking friends, families, and neighbors can also lead you to the wrong contractor for your needs because social media, HGTV, television, movies makes everyone feel like they can be an expert. Is making everyone feel like they're an expert in the home space. If you watched a whole bunch of reality TV shows, it actually doesn't make you an expert. I'll get into that in a later video, but today let's focus on the top mistakes that I don't want you to make when you're searching for your contractor. And the first one is asking your friends, families, and neighbors with that blanket statement, can you recommend a good contractor? Top mistake number two for when you're searching for a contractor to hire is focusing on the wrong solution. Let me give you an example of what that means. Recently on Nextdoor, I noticed that someone had posted about wanting to remodel their bathroom. And they said something to the effect of they wanted a full bathroom remodel. They were asking for a vanity, a sink, someone to install the toilet, and basically help them do the project. And they were searching for a plumber. Now, if you haven't hired for your home before, or you've never done a construction project, and raise your hand, most people do not work in construction. Then the type of professional you're imagining may be very different than who you actually need to hire. In your mind, if you feel like you need to hire a plumber to do your bathroom remodel, but you actually needed a general contractor or perhaps a design build or a separate architect or interior designer with a contracting team, then you don't really know what your options are. You could really end up wasting a lot of time or end up hiring the wrong person because you started from a place where you didn't really understand your options. During your contractor search, make sure you don't make that mistake of jumping or assuming a wrong solution or wrong vendor before you fully understand what your options are. Mistake number three. The final mistake that homeowners make when searching for their contractor is not understanding the process of construction and the process of how to get something built. What I mean by that is that a lot of people will jump to hiring a contractor before they're actually ready to hire a contractor. Let me give you an analogy. Let's say you're going to cater a big event and prepare a glorious meal for many people. Before your caterer is going to be able to bring on board the sous chefs and the people to actually cook and prep the day of, they're going to need to sit down with you, talk about allergies and guests, meal plan, develop the recipes, buy the ingredients, and get everything ready before that day of cooking. The same holds for construction. So many people jump to hiring a contractor before they are ready. So, how do you know if you're ready? Well, hiring a contractor before you're actually ready means that you could end up wasting a lot of time and money because now you're working with a crew and you're holding up their process and their workflow if you've got decisions that have not been made before. So, you really have to understand the process of how construction is done, what type of information needs to be in place, all before you pull the trigger on hiring your contractor. If you're finding this information useful so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, or share it with someone who could benefit from the information. Now that you know the top mistakes that homeowners make, you might be wondering, what do you do next? I'm going to leave you with an actionable tool that you can download and use so that you can avoid these top mistakes that homeowners make when searching for their contractor. It's a guide I've written that you can download for free. It's a checklist of the top 6 things you must do before hiring a contractor. In this guide, you can see if you're actually ready to hire a contractor and avoid these mistakes that many homeowners make. I'm going to leave the link for this resource in the description below, so be sure to go there and download it. It's free. It's my follow-up and gift to you for watching this video. I invite you to visit my website, kickstarthouse.com, for more tips and tools on how to navigate your home renovation without spinning in your wheels, wasting a lot of time and money, or simply going crazy over the process, because it doesn't have to be that way. Be sure to leave a comment and let me know what other questions you might have about navigating a home renovation. And check out my other videos where I'll be answering the most common questions that you guys have given me and the tools that I can give you to help set you up for success.